Get ready. 160 words per minute. They need development of teaching and research to ensure that every student acquires an adequate competence in his field and cultivates a sense of curiosity, a scientific temper of mind and capacity to think and judge for himself. These steps are no doubt essential and important, but not enough. All university students, irrespective of their fields of study, should be given basic training in citizenship. It should include a study of the freedom struggle and the important provisions enshrined in the Constitution. Students should be increasingly involved in activities of social and national services. The idea of social services should be an integral part of education. I am glad that the Education Commission has now recommended that it should be made an integral part of secondary and higher education. I fully share their view and hope that the government will help the universities as far as they can in this respect. I visualize the establishment of strong extension departments in universities to look after such programs of community contact and social or national service. A beginning may be made where the necessary atmosphere exists and the essential enthusiasm and leadership is available, but very soon the activity should be extended to all universities. In due course, these extension departments should develop programs of adult education. Intensive drives have to be organized for liquidating mass illiteracy. Teachers and students in higher education can play a valuable role in this field. They can make a still greater contribution through the training of rural leadership. We must create a climate of hard work and dedication. I think it should be possible for us to involve every student meaningfully and in a challenging manner. There are some institutions where this is done even today, but unfortunately their number is very small. It is not commensurate with the actual needs. So we must do something tangible in this regard. I consider all these programs of reconstruction of higher education as extremely urgent and significant. We have no time to lose or feel complacent. A program of highest priority is necessary to develop higher education on proper lines. This depends to some extent on government, but in my view, it largely depends on the present generation of teachers and students. May God give you the inspiration, the guidance and strength to play your part in the reconstruction of higher education. Thank you. Speaking on the removal of disparities and concentration of wealth bill, the finance minister said, I am thankful to the honorable members who have participated in the discussion on the bill. The honorable member had moved this bill with the best of intentions. There is no difference between him and the government as far as the spirit of the bill and the objectives which he wants to achieve are concerned. Having said this, I would like to point out that there are certain features of the bill which we have to take into consideration carefully for the benefit of the House. I may point out that the major points in this bill is that industrial units and business concerns with a capital of rupees 5 lakhs or above should be converted into cooperative societies, and that the owners and labor and staff should become the owners and members of such a society. I may say that this particular approach of his, namely of converting the business concerns into cooperatives or cooperative societies, will not achieve the desired objective which he has in mind. There are also certain constitutional safeguards. As far as this bill is concerned, I may just indicate what these are. First, Parliament is not competent to enact legislation saying that all industrial units and business concerns should be converted into cooperative societies because trade and commerce is within the jurisdiction of the states. Even cooperative societies is a state subject. Taking over these under the management of cooperative societies without deciding the question of compensation may also involve certain constitutional problems. There is also another point. Cooperative societies may not be the correct organizational form for industrial growth in a vast country like ours. Then it is now accepted by the largest body of opinion in our country that the large-scale industrialization based on heavy industrial growth is the basic foundation on which industrialization and development can take place. In a vast country like India, we have certain commitments to our people. We have certain national objectives cooperatives, we have an international attitude and policy. Therefore, it is a very necessary that this country stands on its own legs and becomes self-reliant. This is absolutely essential. Industrialization based on heavy industry or based on a core sector is fully justified. It does not make a difference between the public sector undertakings and the private sector undertakings. The bill suffers from the grave infirmity. The honorable member speaks about industry. He doesn't speak about land. Land is a very large sector in which there is wealth. As a parliamentarian of repute, he should know that the basic problem of the Indian economy today is land reforms. Without land reform, it will not be possible to solve any of the problems that our economy today is faced with. Some of the great difficulties with which we are faced are not only in industries but also in land. A large part of the wealth is in urban property. As far as this bill is concerned, there is a large body of acceptance in this country that these disparities have to be go. Sir, the honorable member wants that all concerns with a capital of rupees 5 lakhs should be converted into cooperatives. Disparities are no doubt continuing. Concentration on economic power is also continuing. What is the strategy that we have to follow? Should we be self-reliant by industrialization alone? At the same time, we have also to bring about a reduction in disparities in income to the extent possible in our own conditions. There has to be a leveling up of wages and salaries, and concentration of economic power has also to be reduced to the extent possible. The point I am trying to make is this. What is the strategy that we will have to follow? The strategy that the honorable member has given in the conversion of companies into cooperatives. This strategy, I must submit in all humility, it is utopian strategy, and it does not take into consideration the relative economic situation that exists in the country. Today, though his intentions are good, the strategy of having a cooperative organizations in a large country like India will not reduce the disparities that exist today. Then what should the strategy be? One strategy should Dr. Sen had indicated was nationalization of all big industries, foreign as well as Indian, as a means of reducing the concentration of economic power. I heard an honorable member who is not here at the moment saying that this was beyond the capacity of the present government. In reply to him, I may say that this government have shown the necessary political courage of nationalize many industries. This is a reality. We may not be in a position to go the whole hog at Dr. Sen wants us to do in the present economic situation in which we are having accepted some role for the private sector in the economic development of the country and within the framework of parliamentary democracy which we have accepted. We may not be able to the whole hog with it. But I don't think that it is a true or correct assessment to say that it is beyond the capacity of this government, because from the very day this government came into power, their primary objective had been to put the public sector into commanding heights and to have planned development of the country. I may say that the strategy which government have been following, which is open to correction and to change, is that through planned development we try to bring about industrialization and industrial growth, increase production, and simultaneously reduce disparities in income. Then we have been using fiscal measures. The taxation system being what it is, it has been devised to mop up the surplus land that is generated in the hands of the affluent sections. And if it is fully implemented, it will bring about a tremendous amount of reduction in disparities. Sir, I rise to make my last speech to this house at any rate. For the present, I did not have the privilege of, I had the private of participating in the proceedings of this house. At the outset, I would like to express my grateful thanks to you, sir, for the encouragement you gave me, particularly during the early stages of my career here. I quite remember the day when I had been to your house to request you to accept this high office, and you were kind enough to agree. I may give the assurance to this house that I have never regretted the step which I took. You have adorned the chair with distinction. You have been an example to other presiding officers. This house has been quite fortunate in having you as the guide for the purpose of transacting business in this house and also for the various other purposes for which the chairman is called upon to function. I am sure you will occupy the chair for many more years and be come over here.